I'm not actually that worried about this first one. What I'm worried about is, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to haste Yuna to give her more turns, because what I'd like to do is I'd like to just start getting Reflect on everybody, including Tidus. Because she has some pretty like nasty counterattacks that she can do. I'm just going to use Mighty Guard just so that we can get Protect and Shell on everyone too. She has some pretty nasty counterattacks, so she'll basically, what she'll do is... Okay, so what she's after doing just there is she's after getting rid of... Yuna's haste status, so she should still have Reflect on, as far as I know. Because that physical attack will pretty much just dispel any attacks that it'll basically dispel any what was I going to say? I might as well use like Slice and Dice on her, why not? When else am I going to use it? It'll pretty much dispel any of the positive statuses that she has on her, so I think it would have dispelled Protect and Shell as well, unfortunately. So that's why you want to get Reflect, because she'll, what she'll do is she'll just start countering you with Blind and with Silence and Sleep, and that's why you want to get Reflect on, because that'll mean that you don't really have to worry about that, pretty much. So I'm going to get Reflect on Yuna as well. And what I might end up doing, just because everyone has Reflect on them now, is that I might end up just using Albed Potions with Kamari. That's why I like kind of having him out here as well, just because he has that use command available. Regen. I don't think there's ever been, just gonna check something here. So Reflect. They all still have Reflect on them, at least, anyway. Now, Yuna doesn't have Protect or Shell on her anymore. Attack. No, do you know what? I'm just going to defend. I'm just going to keep... See, this is where I'd love to have Quick Hit, because I'm using Tidus as my main attacker anyway. And there's no point in using... There's no point in using... what was I going to say? There's no point in using haste on any of your characters either, because she'll just keep taking it off of you with that attack, because that'll get rid of your haste status. So no, do you know what? I'm just going to take this slow. You really want to think about every single thing you do in this battle, because once again, things will go to hell in a handbasket before you can even think about it. And I'd prefer just to take things slow. This first stage really isn't that bad. You get kind of, like, we got good opportunities to set up. So how is everyone doing? Everything's actually at full health, so I can just go ahead and attack her, so... I should be stealing off of her, I guess, or mugging her or something. Just like mug this old lady. The way her hair's after going and everything. Yeah, so I'm gonna want to... I can attack her one more time. And it's crazy that, like, I think if that attack didn't, dispel, you might as well use the Albed Potion, I mean, and just keep everybody up at the end of the day. If that attack didn't dispel, if that attack dispelled Reflect as well, I don't know what you do. Okay, she's nearly done. That first phase of hers is nearly done. What I might do is... No, do you know what? I can afford to just hold back here. So that's phase 1. Phase 1 couldn't have really gone better, to be honest. Phase 2 is where things are going to start going crazy. So just keep in mind, everyone still has Reflect on them. She's going to use this attack, which is going to inflict zombie status on everybody. So you just have to be careful of that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take her out of there and bring Orin in instead. I might as well use his overdrive on her. So what's difficult about this one is that we now can't rely on using the Albed potions any longer. So that's after doing good damage. She has what did she have, like 40,000 or something like that? So that's after doing quite decent damage. Now what I might do is I might start getting rid of this. There's a reason why I don't have that's not, I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. There's a reason why I don't have Riku with Automed, because you might be saying to yourself, wouldn't Riku with Automed be like the most useful thing to have here? And you might be right, but the problem with that is that, okay, so she's just absorbing their HP. We need to be careful about that. Okay, so we're slowly getting her down there. Okay. Oh, do you know what I could do? I could be dispelling that, I guess, just getting rid of that regen. Okay, so Hellbiter, that's going to get that zombie status going again. As I said, like, you could theoretically bring someone in here who had Automed, but that isn't actually the best thing to go with, so I'm just going to dispel that off of her because that's kind of bothering me right now. So she shouldn't have that anymore. I'm actually going to bring in... I wonder how much Lulu would actually do with her black magic here. If I manage to cast... You know what, I'm going to use Firaga on her, why not? So 3,000, that's still not bad. And she's still doing that like crappy damage. As I was saying, you might think you want to have someone in here who has what was I saying, auto med, but really there's a real danger associated with that, which you'll see coming up here soon enough. Now she doesn't actually, as you can see, she doesn't actually counter with any of the blind status things or anything anymore. But okay, so what am I going to do here? Do you know what I might as well do? I might as well mix together something with her. I mean, when else am I going to do anything with this? Frag grenade and grenade. Inflicts damage and armor break. I might as well do that, why not? What else am I going to do? Flash flood, Jesus. I mean, it's more damage than Riku was going to do otherwise. It's actually pretty decent damage, to be honest. So how much does she have? I'm just going to bring in Tidus in here. 25. Okay, so she's getting down there. And she doesn't have regen. So Tidus and Orin are actually doing the most damage here. So if we're doing, give or take, about like 7,000 every... And then just bring Yuna in there to get rid of that. Okay, well that's okay. You can do that as much as you want. Basically, the danger of that is that she'll, okay, that is bad. Basically, the danger of that, and what I might do is I might bring in Yuna just to put Reflect on. Because Tidus still has Reflect. So the thing is, I prefer to have Reflect on them and be reflecting back things like regen onto her and Cura, and she'll actually start breaking out Curaga later as well, so you really have to be quite careful. I prefer her to reflect things like that back onto her, like that, and then to be able to dispel them quite quickly, rather than for her to, or for it just to like take a little bit more time to take her out, rather than for her to end up doing something like Jiraga on one of my characters, and then that'll end up pretty much, like if they're in zombie status, or Cura like this, like that'll reflect back onto her and it'll cure for like what, 1400 damage. I prefer that to happen rather than for her to... How did you miss? She's like a giant lump right in front of you. I was kind of counting on him hitting her actually and us taking her out this turn, rather than having to defend like that. Okay, so can we take her out? Go for it. And dispel. We should be able to take her out with Orin like the second phase, if he actually hits her. Okay, there we go. Now this is so this is actually going perfectly so far, trust me. Like, I couldn't be happier with how this is going so far. What she's going to do for this third phase is she's going to basically turn into this monstrosity, which is like something of Castlevania or something. Or do you know what it's like, actually? Because she's still there behind that. It's like that boss in Final Fantasy VI that you fight in Kefka's Tower, that goddess boss. So this is why you want to make sure that you don't have, Automed on, because what will happen with Automed is it'll basically end up healing everyone of zombie status, and Megadeth will kill everyone. So if you're kind of thinking you can outsmart her and get rid of zombie status as soon as she uses it on you, you're going to be sorely mistaken. Okay, so that's okay. I don't mind that. What I'm kind of conscious of is the fact that at the moment, that Orin's and Tidus's HP is getting quite low, so I might actually start doing things like using, not eye drops, holy water on him and on Orin, just because I can't afford, or do you know what, I'm going to hold off one more turn. Well, do you know what, I have nothing to lose, so I might as well use it on Orin. I'm kind of... Okay, so she's just going to use that again. I'm afraid of how low Orin's HP is, so I'd kind of like to at least do a holy water on him and get off an X potion on him with Yuna if I could. I'll just attack him once. Because be careful, like that's the thing, like the zombie status, you need to be careful of that, because once again, like basically what you have to be careful of is the fact that your potions or your healing items and things like that will do like will damage you instead of, so I got that off pretty much just in time. So I kind of want to do the same thing now. Will she get another attack off? I'm not sure. I'm just going to use another X potion, because when else am I going to actually go ahead and use it? So there's like another attack that she can go ahead and use called Mind Blast. I was just going to say she's probably going to use it soon, which as far as I know can confuse you. Okay, so it only confused Yuna, so that's okay. Do I have anything that can cure Confuse? Well, technically I have a remedy. Will that actually work when she has zombie status? Yeah, it will, okay. And does she have zombie status anymore? Wait a second, I just want to double check something. There we go. So Null Blaze, Null Shock, Null Frost, Reflect, Null Tide, Null Blaze, Null Shock, Null Frost, Reflect. Okay. I might as well use a no, not a Mega Potion, that's dangerous. I don't want her to end up using, like, I think she'll use Hellbite or one more time is probably what she's going to do. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so... I just keep getting nervous here, but it's with reason, because this isn't an easy boss battle. It's one of those ones where you have to kind of just keep on top of all the time. I'm gonna start getting Lulu in here as well, just so that I can deal some more damage. And what I'll probably end up doing is... I should have changed her to Warrior. I got Warrior status for her. And I should have changed her to that off screen in one of those random battles that I did where I grew like a couple of spear levels. I got Warrior status for her. Okay, so again, this will do nothing because we're all zombies anyway, but it would wipe out your entire party otherwise. Unless you had like death proof status. So I wonder, could I like use Reflect on her and then get haste on everybody? That would be kind of crazy. I don't really feel like risking it, to be honest. What I'm planning on doing is maybe, okay, regen. Okay, so that didn't actually reflect off of her. That's kind of dangerous because she can go ahead and use Curaga at any point. Or Curan, it'll probably take out Lulu. I'm actually just going to get her out of there the next chance I get. I'm trying to figure out, do they have enough damage taken to... Does she have enough damage taken for me to just go ahead and bring out Bahamut and take her out with Mega Flare? Okay. Everyone's kind of getting pretty low on health at the moment. Okay, of course, she'd use it on him. Or on her. Item. This could still end extremely badly, that's the problem. Depending on what happens. So what I might actually do is just bring in Yuna while Lulu is still alive. And use Curaga on her once. Lulu's HP is so low. Like, what's up with that? Mind Blast, do your worst. Actually don't, because your worst could be very bad, like confusing Orin. That's literally the worst that could have happened. Yeah, you do that. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to remedy Orin straight away. I'm glad I have all of these. I'm glad I have all of these remedies here randomly. Okay, so how much HP does she have? 20. I'm wondering what to do. If I like hasted Lulu, what would happen? She gets like one extra turn. Because I can't haste myself, I still have Reflect on me. So what I'd prefer to do is probably bring in Waka, he has the most HP. And just attack her at least once. Jesus! Now can Yuna hit herself please, maybe? Or do something. Okay, so Lulu is dead again, that's great. That cycle went by far more quickly than I thought. Okay, this is okay. This will get rid of the confusion. and their HP is enough so that it'll okay, I think I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna use a Phoenix down on Lulu, so she at least gets the experience, and I'm just going to go for Grand Summon. And Bahamut, because Bahamut is the only one we have at the moment who can break the damage limit. And he should be able to do it. If he doesn't, then Wakka's turn is up next. Either way, I think we're okay. I don't think we are in danger. But you guys saw, like, even there, like when I brought in, like when I was kind of struggling to keep, like, she whittles down your HP. Like her regular attacks, like Hellbiter and like that physical attack that she does, they don't do that much damage, but they whittle it down. And that's why you don't notice it. You see these numbers like 100 and something or like 200 like come up on screen, and you're like, oh, that's not that big a deal. But actually, it is a big deal. Okay, please do, what was it, 15,000? Just do something. We got her! 18,000! Just barely. I think that was just 3,000 more than what she had. Oh, we did it. I'm proud of myself. There she is back there. She totally is that boss from Final Fantasy VI. I think that must be what they were referencing. That goddess boss where you learn Quasar. Is it Quasar? I think that's the attack you learn off of her. Or that's the lore you learn off of her. I think I might actually have to split that up between the video where all the cutscenes happened and this one, because we have like a load of other cutscenes coming up now. Like a load of other crap. Oh, but that was good.
If I die,
so happy.
So does the final Aeon. And with it, Spira's only hope.
Then we'll find Spira a new hope.
Fool. There is no other way. Even if there was, even if you did destroy sin, you, Yevon, the immortal, would only create sin anew.
You, Yevon?
Ah, Zayon. Forgive me. Spira has been robbed of the light of hope. All that remains is sorrow.
One less ghost in the world. It really is like Ghostbusters. They're on top of that building. On top of the... It's not the Empire State Building. It's like this other building that this crazy occult architect made for himself or whatever. Got some nice sphere levels. 3 key spheres. Which is good since I keep using them.
I cannot believe what we just did.
Yeah, you basically just killed her.
Let's do something more unbelievable.
Keep this momentum going.
Destroy sin, so it won't come back. And without the final Aeon. I don't know how just yet, but I'll find out.
You know what I wonder about? I wonder about like all those other summoners that are on their journeys, where now there's like nothing for them to do. They'll get here and everything will be just dead. Like everyone will just be gone. Now the reason you want to... Okay, so where is it? It should be here somewhere. There it is. It's very hard to see there. The reason we go down that stairs and get the Sun Crest now is because I'm playing like the original European PS2 version, and if we came back here later because we forgot it, we wouldn't be able to get it without fighting Dark Bahamut. Those Dark Aeons really do just... They're just a nuisance is what they are when it comes to things like that. Like, I wish they were just a little bit out of the way. Like, some of them are.
We must talk.
We must talk, okay.
What?
There's something you should know.
I know. It's about you, right?
I am also an unsent.
Mm-hmm.
You are not surprised.
I think I kinda knew. It was you and Aleska, wasn't it?
When Braska and Jecht died defeating Sin, I just couldn't accept it. I came back here, tried to avenge them. But she struck me down. Somehow I made my way, crawling down Mount Gagazet.
Imagine.
But my strength left me, just outside Bevel. That's where Kamari found me. I told him about Yuna, just before I died. I've been wandering ever since, never going to the far plane.
Now it all makes sense.
Aaron.
Don't make that face. Being dead has its advantages.
Huh?
I was able to ride Sin and go to your Xanarkand.
And you've been watching over me since then, haven't you? Why? What's the big idea? Why me?
It is one of those things that is difficult to explain. Very well, I will show you.
He's like, it's really difficult to explain, but I'm gonna show you anyway.
My memories.
Can I ask you one last favor? Nah, never mind.
Out with it.
Okay, listen good. Take care of my son. My son in Xanarkand. He's such a crybaby. He needs someone there to hold his hand, see? Take care of him, will you?
But how am I supposed to go to Xanarkand?
Hey, you said it yourself. There must be a way to get there, right? You'll find it.
All right. I will. I give you my word. I'll take care of your son. I'll guard him with my life.
Thanks, Orin. You were always such a stiff. But that's what I liked about you.
Aww. It's like in that Downsizing film where Dushan is like,
That is why.
he like mocks Matt Damon and compliments, says he likes him in the same sentence, and he does it like twice in the film. I watched that film the other day. I had wanted to see it since I saw the trailer for it way back in 2017. And I wasn't disappointed. I enjoyed it so much. I just liked the concept of it, and it was really like sweet, clever sort of a film about overpopulation and our impact on the world, and as well about the fact that people are going to be people no matter what you do with them at the end of the day. So what will I do? Joe, I'm going to end off the video here. I think I'm going to have to cut it somewhere, but I prefer to like stop it now and then start in a new one. So thanks for watching me fight Yunalesca, and I must say I'm happy with how it went. I will see you next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy X. Bye now.